Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but I'm Dre Mac? Came into the game just to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. They call me Bobby Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I find no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my boy's mine. My tracks flame like a Damu. The hardest part on my tongue, digging is a warm blue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist, but you smell me. One spark, then I bet you I'ma blow up. You throw my name around, get stupid, then you go dumb. No rest for the weary, a versus thinking in his man, but you can't see me. You rather drink than go pull up, but took a knife through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, call me brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I poured all the planks, you Decepticons. Fake rappers to retreat like Cobra. 80s they before they like. Up in the storage and I'm man. Up, down, man, I'm cheap. You a beast, man. I take a beat in. Ninja turtle rap, turtle clans, get defeated. Hot in the ride, you can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a guy bomb. Bad attitude like a rocket, my whole to the A, and I bet you can stop us. LL bad when I go and show up. You can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? It's your man Dre Mac coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. So if you're on the West Coast right now, go ahead and get up because you already know that the early bird gets the worm. And on today's show, I'm going to finally get my opportunity to read the Hollywood Reporter article on my guy Jonathan Majors. The article, The Moment of Truth. Finally get to read it, and I'm going to react to it with you guys. I've heard people talk about it. Matter of fact, even when I was searching for this, Chillmonger's face came up. Yeah, you chill. So everybody's been talking about it. I believe that Pam for Pam Entertainment. If y'all not subscribed to these folks, I don't know what you do. I need to make a list. I need to make that list and put it in my description in my notes that I use. But all the people that I recommend for people to go watch. But I believe Pam talked about it. Maybe a few other people. I'm not for sure. I believe they talked about it on Pantheon too. I believe they did. So today, like I said, I'm just going to give my thoughts. I reached out myself to Jonathan and say, hey, man, don't call it a comeback. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very happy for my guy and everything. So I'm just going to give my thoughts this week. This week, Magazine Dreams drops. So I still have I think I have people reach out to me. If you reach out to me on Instagram, try to follow me first. Because I won't get your message if you don't follow me. So follow me, and I'm going to start following folks back. Especially if you're in the Kansas City area and you want to go see to the movies with me. I still got those 11 tickets. I'm going to roll that out tonight just to say who's all going. I'm rolling that out for the week because on Friday at 7:00, Magazine Dreams is on me. I got 11 tickets to give away. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I want to be able to, promote that. So hopefully you guys are healthy. Hope you guys are happy on today. It is Monday. So shout out to my man Heavy Gan over at the Heavy Gans React channel. But you already know how I do. The real question is, all right, all right, all right. And before I get started, let me see who is all in the house that's rocking with me. And I already know a few of these folks that rock with me every morning. And if you haven't, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. I do this every Monday through Friday, 7:30 in the morning, Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. And I also do Death Battle Fridays. So you'll get the news and recaps Monday through Thursday. Fridays, Death Battle Fridays. And whenever I can, I throw a video out because if you're a member, you automatically get any video that I throw out. You automatically get it first before anybody else. So throwing that out there. It's number $2.99 to become a member if you want to become a member. All right, let's get this going. My man Marley Mari, good morning, good morning, good morning. What I say on X, because I see your thing on X. What did I say? Yeah, be mad, ho. Be mad, ho. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I was this close for making a song. I was this close and putting Jonathan Major all through that. When he dancing, all of that. You know what I mean? Like real talk. I was not playing. Hey, Roberta ain't gonna like that language. She don't want that cussing spirit early on a good Monday. But good morning, Roberta. Good morning. That's the church auntie. Dr. James Willis, what's up? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Be positive. Good morning. Good morning. My man Junior Network up in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Xavier Phoenix is up here. Good morning. Good morning. Tracy Woods is up here. Good morning, Tracy. Brother Juma is up here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Black Panthro is in here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Taya's up here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Prisetta. Hey, Prisetta. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We got the crew up here today. Good morning. And I would like that. I would really like that, honestly. Said Mama said knock you out. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. Hey, Erica D, aka She Loves Fantasy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It was quote unquote interesting. I'm gonna like I said, this is gonna be the first time. Hey, are you following me on Instagram? If you are, follow me. I'm gonna follow you back because that's the only way that I can really see the messages. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I check stuff. I'm more on Instagram, but I check stuff. But I've been so busy with work, and me having to step up this week, so that's the reason why I haven't really been on for real. What's up, Ty? He said I'm seeing it in Boston. Uh-oh, what? Oh, look at you. Justice No, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I seen this interview on Google. Dude, I'm over here for trying to get because I like to grab pics and then I create my own thumbnail. And I'm over here grabbing pics of Chillmongers there. That's why. Oh, he said I'm doing my majors. Dance on about X. You follow me? Hold up. I'll go check it after the stream. I'll go check it. I don't know why I haven't seen it, but I'm gonna make sure to follow you back. I'm gonna make sure to follow you back or send me a message or something. I'm gonna try to go look at it after the stream. But yeah. Andre Ware, what's up? What's up? What's up? What is up? Let me first start off by saying this because I remember, and Chill can attest to this, that everyone, the Hollywood Reporter, okay, I got you, Dr. James, I got you. What's up, Wavy Don One said I'm seeing it in Be More. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's on my bucket list to go to, honestly. But I remember when everybody was going after Jonathan Majors like heavy. You know what I mean? And it wasn't a good time for Jonathan. You know what I mean? It wasn't a good time for Jonathan. And it was like, for real, I never seen what I saw from people. I've never seen that um in a misdemeanor case. I'm gonna be honest, I've never seen it. We're talking about a misdemeanor where we saw eventually the young lady chase this man down the street. We seen the cop, you know, mark like did he do this? Did he do this? Me, Chill, Danny, Blue, Tina, Pam, you know what I mean? Cat, um, who else am I missing? Shout out to Flavio and all the other people. We were literally invested in this trial because there was so much that I've never seen in this capacity, where the district attorney has all the evidence in the world to drop the case, a la what happened with Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy, where you have the evidence of the attack. And what I mean by that is that you had the evidence of Jonathan Major's scratches and his coat being torn. You had the documentation of the foot chase, where he's clearly trying to get away from this person. You know, he's clearly walking away from this person. When she met up with the people on the corner of Lafayette Street in New York and Manhattan, you clearly had the text messages that wasn't redacted from the night, not nothing that happened, months beforehand, which they tried to throw in to do a smear campaign. Not the 30 people that, oh my God, he abused me too, that never came out and said that, yes, I was there, he abused me too. Never. Not the two exes, not none of the people who went to college with him. Nobody put their name on that bullet. Right? Where the district attorney is, which is Alvin Bragg, had all this evidence and decided to not prosecute the alleged victim who is on camera doing this, who has a text message that threatened to delete herself off the timeline if Kane the Conqueror didn't come home while she's in her sexy teddy or his sweater, who after the attack went to go kick it. Not allegedly, this is on film, that she went to go kick it, got drunk. This is on film. This is not something that I made up. This is from court documentation. So whatever I say is exactly what was presented in court, with all that evidence of, and I've always said, and I said this with Chill plenty of times, I worked in law enforcement. I worked, in the criminal justice system with a lot of actual victims of domestic violence. Not once did any of them, after a major ass whooping, sorry, Roberta, went to go kick it. You know what I mean? They didn't go kick it afterwards, after a traumatic event that was being portrayed. So my biggest thing is Jonathan Majors was railroaded. Let me say that again. Jonathan Majors was railroaded. Not only did Variety have their piece, the Hollywood Reporter, the Rolling Stone, we all, I got to see old Cheyenne Whitetree. I got to see all of that. Like Chill put in the theme, People Magazine. The only article, the only reporters that actually wanted the actual truth and actually presented the truth was the Business Insider, that I got to meet and take a picture with. I can't think of her name offhand. Super nice, and was not expecting for that to be her, but she was amazing by presenting the right information. Lori Italiano, thanks, Chill. Uh, and Lori knew Chillmugger's name too. She even said, "Oh, you're Chillmugger." I said, "Nah, um, that's not me. I'm Dre Mack." "Oh, I know you too." "Oh, wow, you do?" Because of the videos. And it also proved that YouTubers actually have a voice. Don't think because you're a small YouTuber that you do not get circulated out here, in on the internet. Like I said, prime example, I went to go look for a Jonathan Major photo so I could make my thumbnail, and Chillmonger popped up. There've been plenty of times where if you search Jonathan Majors and search his case, not only do I pop up, Chill pop up, Pam pops up, Danny popped up, a lot, Cat popped up, a lot of us popped up. So don't never think that you are not being circulated. And again, my biggest thing was to defend this man, because I could see clearly as the Sean Bryce the highest, that this man was railroad. And while everybody was talking about him, while everybody was talking crazy, you had other people who was coming to the aid of this brother. And again, I am so happy that he is getting his comeback. Remember, they said, people were saying he didn't deserve the Perseverance Award, because what did he really persevere? Well, when a black man is railroaded by the system, what is not being persevered? When a black man who actually has evidence of being attacked is not believed, because we live in a society of believe all women when we don't even believe the truth, because that wasn't the narrative that, People Magazine or the Rolling Stones or Variety wanted to push. All these publications was coming out and kept calling him an abuser, and not saying that he actually was charged with reckless assault, which, if you look at the definition of the law, that he didn't intentionally try to harm anyone. She tried to take his property. He went and grabbed his stuff and took off running. And still, nobody knows how she initially hurt her finger or the cut behind her ear. Yet that cut behind her ear was not bleeding when she was hugging on a lady on Lafayette Street. Her finger was not hurt when she was strumming through her phone, looking for a lift or whatever, after taking all that man's money, taking his credit cards and all of that, and kicking it that night, spending money on bottles and all of that. Who goes and gets an ass whooping and then got to pop bottles unless you Aaron the Palmer, aka the Ninja Turtle? Nobody does that. That leads me to this comeback, y'all. This leads me to, I'm so proud that that man had to persevere through that, and look what God has given him back. Yeah, I said it. Because what has been taken, what has been stolen for you, oh, you gonna get that back plus some. Plus some. And I'm so glad that he's in this position now. And then now that everything is over, remember, I want you to keep in mind, he was charged in March of 2024. He was sentenced, though, that day that he had to start those classes right after that. That very next week. Let's set you up. You start the classes next week. Guess what? We are already over with, baby. Oh, The Rock says we are done with all of this. I told you, nobody's going to care after a while, because the truth is going to come out. And again, if he was, quote unquote, the so-called abuser that he was, why did the lawsuit get dropped? Now remember, and while everybody said, well, he got paid good, she got paid off, think about it like this. There was also a report that was saying Megan, from some unknown wacko, was saying Megan was paying for all the bills. So how can he pay off somebody when he ain't got no money, quote unquote? But what Tisa Tales was saying, and all these other people, he was broke. Remember, nobody wouldn't give him a job. Everybody was, even YouTubers that I respect was dogging him out. At the time, I respect. Now, what's the excuse? So now we are here, the Hollywood Reporter, Jonathan Majors, Moment of Truth. Now, I'm going to read this, and I'm going to react because this was written by Rebecca Keegan. And again, this to me is good. Good publicity. I know me and I don't want to look at all of this. I want to get to the article, but me and Chill kind of briefly talked about this. Is this too? Is this not enough? I believe personally it's perfect. Let's start building. Let Magazine Dreams get Oscar buzz. Then if Club Shay Shay calls, I'm trying to get him on Club Dre Dre on the Dre Mac show. You know what I mean? But let's start here and let's start building. Because let's be honest. If, say for instance, he does Club Shay Shay, which Club Shay Shay is taking a lot of heat right now for having Amber Rose and the dude Kendrick Lamar told us, you know, don't let no white comedians talk about no black women. That's law. Andrew Schultz. So to be able to possibly get a Jonathan Majors on there now that he's starting to you're rebuilding your brand. You're rebuilding your brand. That's where I see this going. So let's get to this article. I want to read it. I want to see what it's talking about. I'm going to give my critiques, where my critiques is that. But again, I'm completely proud of my brother. He is about to marry one of the finest women in the world and make it good. One of the nicest people out there. So super sweet. You know, so I'm very happy for my brother. Let's see what this is talking about, and let's get to it. All right. So in December 2023, Jonathan Majors walked through a dense thicket of news cameras to climb back into his back of a black Chevy Suburban, pulling away from the criminal courthouse in Lower Manhattan. After a highly publicized trial, Majors had just learned that the jury convicted him of one count of misdemeanor third-degree assault, which was reckless assault, and one count of second-degree harassment, which is a city violation. This is the stuff that I'm telling you so you know. Of harassment of his ex-girlfriend, British dancer Grace Jabari. Inside the hush car, a member of his legal team turned around from the front seat and delivered the next piece of news. He goes, "I'm just going to tell you now," Major said, "that you're not surprised, that you can start processing it. They fired you. Marvel fired you." Before his arrest that March, Majors was fresh off the Warner Brothers box office hit Creed 3, the Marvel movie Ant-Man the Wasp and the Quantumania, and an Emmy nomination for the HBO series Lovecraft Country. He seemed poised to explode professionally. Cast as the MCU's new villain, Kang the Conqueror, the heir apparent to Josh Brolin's franchise staple character Thanos, Majors was on track to make life-changing money and to lead 2026 Avengers to Kang Dynasty. He was also set to be the subject of a well-financed Oscar campaign for the indie movie Magazine Dreams, a drama Disney specialty studio Searchlight Pictures bought after it premiered to critical raves at Sundance, particularly for Majors' raw performance. All of that evaporated when a jury determined that Majors was responsible for a cut behind Jabari's ear and a fractured finger, and a judge later sentenced him to probation in the 52-week domestic violence intervention program. Majors was also dropped by his manager, Entertainment 360, and a publicity firm, The Lead Company. His agent, WME's Alan Rospoli, who testified as a witness in the trial, remained with Majors and still represents him to this day. There was days I was like, is this real? Says Majors, 35, of the period of time during and immediately after his trial where he pleaded not guilty. It is heartbreaking, like I've never experienced, and it just compounded and compounded. Major's story provokes a range of reactions: anger from survivors of domestic violence, protectiveness from his friends and colleagues, confusion for fans. The actor contested narrative is about to enter in his next act when Magazine Dreams finally comes to theaters on March 21st, more than 2 years after the film Sundance premiere via the small distribution Briarcliff Entertainment. Now, I want to get back to this point. Now, This is the thing when it comes to survivors of domestic violence. I want to point this out in kind to explain my viewpoint on this. Is not going to be a popular opinion, but a lot of this came from domestic violence victims who only heard reckless assault, who did not see the video of him being chased, who did not see the cuts and abuses in the ripped up coat, from inside. This came from a one-sided believe all women, narrative. And I'm going to say this again. This was a narrative that was being pushed against Jonathan Majors. And I want you to think about it like this. The narrative was black man, and this came from my people, so I got to point the finger at a lot of y'all, the pocket of y'all who was doing the same thing that the white liberal media does, that follows this believe all women's crap. Instead of believing the truth, you down the black man because he was dating a white woman. And that's what it was. And I said this multiple times, but I got to keep reiterating this. If Jonathan Majors reportedly did this to a black woman, you would not this would have not went to trial at all. This wouldn't have went to trial. They would have settled it out of court, or they probably would have dropped it just like they did. And I'm using Xavier Worthy's situation as an example of this. Again, if you don't know who Xavier Worthy is, he's a wide receiver. He just finished his rookie campaign, had the most receiving yards for a rookie in the Super Bowl, right? So just came from a dramatic Super Bowl loss with the Kansas City Chiefs, was marrying his girlfriend, had thoughts that she was being not non-faithful to him. He hired a private investigator and found out that she was cheating on him. This is after he publicly, proposed to her on Twitter, on Instagram. So he told her that she had to leave. She would not leave. So the woman allegedly tore up the house, scratched on him, pulled out his hair. Does this sound familiar if you know the case of Jonathan Majors? Remember, Jonathan Majors, the reason why all of this started because there was a text message from quote-unquote Cleopatra that she seen, and the driver who spoke English, but the prosecution thought his English is not that good, so let's get somebody to do it in Urdu, or what I think it's Urdu. How you pronounce it? She'll knows, and to make him seem like he's not a credible witness when he clearly said that the girl was crazy. She did everything. He did nothing. So she attacked him in the car. He gets out of the car. She tries to follow him in traffic. He picks her up, puts her back in the car, and everybody said that that's where he messed up, even though that all the evidence was from the driver. He was the key witness. Nope, that wasn't good enough. But in Xavier Worthy's case, there was video footage of him, what happened from his surveillance cameras. They go present this to the courts. The courts dropped it because that's what you're supposed to do when you got evidence of the alleged victim who said that he tried the same thing with this. Did he do this? He did it. Yeah, he did that. Come to find out, it was a lie. The same thing that happened to Jonathan Majors. The difference was that young lady was African American, and this young lady happened to be a British white mixed with Middle Eastern, but she looks like a tall white woman, like Timu Uma Thurman. Is what I'm gonna say. And not only did my people have a problem with Jonathan Majors being with this white woman, everybody was Dr. Umar at that time. Matter of fact, when they found out that he was with Megan, they were saying it was a publicity stunt. Remember, I keep all receipts. I remember all of this. I don't have short-term memory. And they wasn't even in, oh, this is phony, this is fake. Oh, he's doing it to rehabilitate his career. Like Tisa Tell says, why everybody's being a mammy to him. Remember that? She was calling Megan a mammy? Because come to find out, that was his Coretta. But this is the reason why I'm stuck on this particular part right here, is because if you know the story, the real victim is the person that actually has the evidence of them being scratched up like it's a fight. Scratched up chin, scratched up face, torn coat. Sound like somebody was trying to take something from somebody. That's what it looked like to me. So I didn't like this. I didn't like this. I didn't like it when it happened because I already knew the truth. Why people were mad is because of who he dated. That's all. And if black people was mad, do you know how much white folks was mad too? The Cheyenne in the Me Too movement crowd. But nobody really had pushback except for the YouTubers who was going hard in the paint for him. Not to, not for any other reason, but we seen what this black man was going through. That's why I did it. I believe that's what Chillmonger did because we have many conversations about it. So that's what I come to believe. All right, let's keep going. I'm sorry. I go on my rants. So if this is the first time of you watching this, go ahead and make sure to hit that like button. Hit that like button. But I will break it down because I have been a part of this trial since it started. But make sure you hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. All right, let's keep going. In a long and emotional interview in February and a follow-up interview in March, Majors, who had not sat down with a journalist since he was sentenced in April 2024, talked for the first time about the aftermath of the trial, about the childhood sexual abuse that he said led to depression as an adult, and about what his life looks like now. And a lot of people are not going to look at this part. Oops. Sorry about that. They're not going to look at the things he went through because, God, Lee, stop it. Because he's a man, right? Hold on. I'm missing my spot. See, we can't, I'm going to be honest with you. You know what? I'm not going to do that. The part where it's talking about the childhood sexual abuse. See, as men, we can't talk about this. Because even when we do, a lot of people is not going to listen. People going to tell you, I should have, you should have kept that to the grave. When there's more men who have their first sexual encounter was them as a youth. Sexual abuse. Stuff that brings on anxiety and depression and awkwardness around certain people. This is something that, I've talked about before about men's mental health, and why I'm happy that he spoke on this, because what is some of these things being spoke on when it comes to celebrities or even men in general who have been through sexual abuse and actually are man enough to talk about that and actually, discuss why that plays a factor in the way that you grow up and the way that you even approach certain people, whether it's men or women, whether you were sexually abused by a woman or a man. It does play a factor into you and why men's mental health is so important. All right, let's keep going. Major said that he is unable to comment directly on Jabari's allegations of domestic violence. Jabari also brought a civil suit against Majors, and their settlement presumably limits what either party can say about the case. Still, his position frustrates those who followed the trial and want a full apology, including at least one ex-girlfriend spoke to The Hollywood Reporter. Major said he does not feel responsible for the direction of his life. Major say he does feel responsible for the direction of his life. At some point, there has to be accountability for writing your own story, Major says. Look, he's saying that he has to be accountable. Good God. Stupid. Come on now. Dang, I can't even see what I'm saying. You know what? I'm not gonna do it no more. But he's talking about accountability for writing your own story, Major said. I am going to fall into that narrative of falling apart or am I going to fall, into the narrative of falling apart or self-destruction? Having a struggle, blame the world. Having a struggle, hate yourself. Have a struggle, deny everything. None of those narratives is beneficial. Instead, Major said his strategy as he builds a new life post-trial is have a struggle, learn, metabolize, and grow. Excellent. In addition to Majors, this article is also based on an interview with 19 others, most speaking on the record about their experience with the actor. Whether Hollywood would take Majors back is a open question and will depend on the part on whether audiences show up for magazine dreams. But many high profile people who have worked with Majors are advocating for him. This is something that me and Chill talked about during the trial. We were saying, and we said this multiple times, who is advocating for Jonathan Majors? Who is the actors who's going to come out that's not making good, who's going to say, yo, this guy is out here. Can we at least give this guy some love? Can we give this guy and say, you know what? Despite everything, I'm going to be there. When he won his Perseverance Award, people had a problem. You know, when people was going through, when he was going through, people had a problem. You know what I mean? But I was like, where's the celebrities? Now that a lot of this, and probably for the best, now they can go out and advocate for him. So I'm ready for the advocation. I want to see who's going to step out, be in the gap of these guys who actually got pulled. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm actually looking for. All right. So let's say you don't get to say sorry these days, says Whoopi Goldberg, who appeared with Majors in his first screen role in the 2017 TV miniseries When We Rise, and works with his fiancee Megan Good on the Amazon Prime series Harlem, which just aired its third season. He was arrested. He went to court. He did what he's supposed to do. I'm not sure what else there is. Majors Creed director and co-star Michael B. Jordan says he would like to work with Majors again. I would love to make Creed 4 together, among other projects, Jordan said over email. Matthew McConaughey, who co-starred with Majors in 2018's Sony crime drama White Boy Rick, writes, I've known and know him as someone who continuously striving to improve as a human, a man, and an actor. I believe in him. Now, I would like to say I would have liked that during the trial. But also, I do understand why they're saying it now, because it's over. There's nothing you can do. You can't double jeopardy the guy now. You can't go back and rewrite history. We all seen the tape. We all seen him being chased down the street. You know what I mean? And to me, I've never seen Jason Voorhees get chased down the street by the camp counselors. So if this guy was all you said he was, then where's the proof? Where's the evidence? And remember when all those people was talking about how bad Jonathan Majors was on set and this and the other about him on set and yada, yada, yada about him on set and 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 on set. Where's it at now? Where's that same energy at when they were talking about how bad Jonathan Majors was to be able to work with? Now you got Matthew McConaughey. You got Michael B. Jordan say I would love to work with him. You know, you got Whoopi Goldberg was like, what more do you want from him? In the words of Tyrese. So so now this only proves that all of the slander that was going on with Jonathan Majors was a narrative to push. And I want you guys to know who's watching this for the first time, whether you're watching this on X, whether you're watching this on YouTube, remember, the media is there to push a narrative. Whether the narrative is for or against, the narrative is to change the way that you think. They don't want you to think independently. They want you to follow the narrative. They want you to think that whatever the media said is what's right. No matter how bad it is, that's why you have to get off of what everybody else is saying, what the media is saying. You got to get away from that, y'all, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot follow everything the media says. I'm going to sound like Dave Chappelle when he did Clayton Bisbee. Don't let the liberal media tell you how to think and feel. You can't. The reason why you can't do that, because the media will have you hating the people you should love and loving the people you should hate. It's a twisted word. It's a twisted way of Malcolm X's quote, but it's the truth. You're hating people you ain't never met because of the media, because they're telling you who to hate. You hate this group of people because you're supposed to love this group of people. You're supposed to hate this particular people because the media told you to hate those particular people. Doesn't this sound like Jim Crow South? Doesn't it sound like the narrative that we were pushed on as black people? You know, through media, through especially through the Jim Crow era. That you see what I mean? So you have to start thinking independently and actually look at the evidence for what it is, not what they tell you it should be. Let's keep going. But Mara Hooper, one of two of Major's ex-girlfriends who have gave a pretrial statement to prosecutors in the Jabari case alleging abuse, in her case emotional abuse, isn't sold on Major's comeback. I don't really care that his movie is coming out, Hooper says. What do you get at the end of the 52-week domestic violence course? Do the victims get a debrief? How could I know if he's changed? I don't see redemption happening here. First of all, you sound like a hater, Maura. Second of all, if it's for him, you want justice. That's the justice that's been served. What more do you? What do you? What does it benefit you? Obviously, you're mad because obviously you see the man moving on. So what more redemption do you want? Do you want to make you feel good? And again, if this was the case, if you were in this particular situation, why didn't you call the cops? Why didn't you have him sit on trial for the things that he did? See, you can't have revisionist history. And again, I got a lot of exes that probably hate my guts with a passion. I wouldn't be surprised if I was in the same situation that an ex would come and say the same thing about me because they're mad. But what is that going to change? He was sentenced. He did what he was supposed to do. What will it change? And then she had the word and the nerve to say, do the victims. Hey, look, that's something that you got to deal with the courts. Why don't you lead the march to be able to have reform? Matter of fact, here's an interesting concept, more. Won't you have that gall in that same energy for when victims, alleged victims, lie on the person? Why don't you have that same energy for those people who lie on the actual alleged abuser and have them go to jail? How about that? How about that? They go through the same court process that they trying to have the person that they're accused abuse them. When they lie and they tell these stories and they fabricate, nothing happens to that person though. Where is that same energy? So you're never going to have that same energy when you're trying to push a narrative. Big black man, with a white woman, I think he deserved for the stones to be thrown at him. They never have that same energy when somebody is lying. That person, that person could lose a whole entire life because of a lie. Where's the energy for that? Where is the redemption for that? See, they never have that. This is the reason why I have a problem with that above statement. I have a problem with what she says here. Because it's never nothing for a guy who goes through all of that, you find out it's a big old lie. It's nothing. All right, let's get through. I'm going to get through this because this is I didn't know this was that lengthy. So, I'm going to go through some of this. This is just looks like it tells a lot of his story about Jonathan, you know, the way he grew up. This is something, and I can link this here. Um, this is just talking about his life and all of that, and you know how he grew up. So I'm kind of like scrolling through this, but if you want to read this, I will link the link to this Hollywood Reporter interview, so you can read this part yourself. This talks about what happened, and I want to see exactly if this has any information about what actually happened in actual realistic terms. All right, let me get to this part. So in March 2023, after seeing a play at the Brooklyn Academy of Music, having dinner out, Majors and Jabari were in the back seat of a chauffeur Escalade crossing the Manhattan Bridge when Jabari saw a text pop up on Major's phone that read, "Oh, how I wish I was kissing you." During Jabari's testimony at trial, she said that she tried to grab Major's phone and that in response, he twisted her right arm. Suddenly, Jabari testified that she felt a really hard blow across her head. After the car finished crossing the bridge and arrived on the Canal Street in Lower Manhattan, Majors asked the driver to stop. Video that was played in court showed Majors jumped out the Escalade and followed by Jabari before he turns around, picks her up, and he actually didn't push her back. He actually put her back in the car, but they saying push, so whatever. Pushes her back in the car and runs. Jabari then jumps out the car and chases him. The sole witness to the altercation was the car's driver who testified at the trial through an Urdu language translator. The boy wanted to get rid of the girl and he opened the door. The driver testified. He was saying, "Leave me alone. I have to go." He was not doing anything she was doing. That night, Majors went to say, and see, this is what I'm saying. In trial, this is what, oh my goodness. You know what? I said I want to go do that no more. And here we go. I'm trying to get this marked, but it's not working the way that I want to. But whatever. But if you notice, they made it seem like the driver's testimony was futile. See, the driver saw everything, but the way that they try to push it, if he's speaking in a different language, then the testimony is not as good as maybe if I was driving, right? But even you know, at the time, the attorney Chaudhry was even saying that the key witness is the driver of the Cadillac Escalade that night. He saw everything. So why was he still found guilty of reckless assault in that city citation of harassment? That is the question. He saw everything. Jonathan Majors it literally takes off running from her. So not only do I have a driver's testimony that what happened, then I got to film the city cam of him running from her from multiple angles. Right? Multiple angles. Yet, guess who was charged with the crime? Guess who they found guilty of a crime? You see what I mean? All right, let me keep going. Because this is a recap. That night, Majors went to stay at a hotel. Jabari testified, and Jabari went to a nightclub before ultimately going back to the penthouse apartment in Chelsea where they live. People forgot she went to the club. She was drunk. You know what I mean? She was in there kicking it. Now, this man struck you upside the. Now, mind you, twisted arm. That's what she said. Twisted arm and a blow to her head. Not once did she say when she met the people on Lafayette Street that he twisted her arm or he put her in the head or what was it said? Of course, she got shoved like a football. None of that was brought up in the actual conversation when she met those people at Lafayette Street. She told the people that Jonathan Major was her boyfriend. They got into it. It wasn't said not once in the audio. The Business Insider had it. that she said Jonathan Majors did anything to her. Again, if she was I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, and she was quote unquote a victim, why didn't she tell those people, my boyfriend beat me up in the car, I might need to go get help, call 911? No, when she went and said, hey, emergency, you know what, I got his car, let's go and go kick it. Who do you know that's the actual victim of domestic violence goes to the club when actually this man, quote unquote, hit me upside the head, twisted my arm because I seen him cheating, or I seen him a text message from somebody? Who goes to have drinks, bump they? Now, what she did was she bumped her head at the club because she was drunk. Remember, she hit the DJ's booth. She almost fell down the stairs at the club. There's your hurt finger. And because it was cold that night, her ears was probably cold enough. You know what I mean? So when she peeled her hair back, because she kept wiping her hair back on the back of her ear, that the cold could have just split, hairline fractured her ear. That sounds plausible. But who still got charged with a crime? Just saying. This is the questions that when people go and try to make him seem like he's Ike Turner, where is the evidence of him being Ike Turner? Where's the real evidence? None. All right, let me keep going. The next morning when Majors came home, he found Jabari unconscious on the floor of a walk-in closet. He called 911. During the call, which was played in court, when 911 operator asked Majors what happened, he said, I don't know. She's unconscious. She's naked from the bottom down. She has on a sweatshirt on. She's my ex-partner. We broke up. And when the call is transferred to the EMS workers, Majors tell the emergency responders Jabari is not awake, but is breathing. What should I do? Majors asked, what should I do? Jabari was taken to Bellevue Hospital to treat a cut. Now, there's a thing with Bellevue. A psychological evaluation. Why was this a psychological evaluation at Bellevue? Right? Why did she have, if a person is unconscious, why was there a psychological evaluation? Well, in the text message that people saying, oh, this sounds like an abuser. It sounds like an abuser. Remember when the first text message first leaked, which Priya Chaudhry put out, which I thought that was a bad idea. But, I mean, it was there, so whatever. You only go to Bellevue if you try to delete yourself from the timeline, which she kept threatening. She called him and text messaged him over 30 some odd times, threatened to delete herself from the timeline. She took pills, you understand, while drinking and quote unquote fell asleep in the thing. But here's the kicker that is not in, I don't know if it's in here, but here's the kicker. She was talking to her friend on the old phone 15 minutes prior to Jonathan Majors coming into that room. And it wasn't until he knocked on the door where she became a toy from Toy Story when, Andy was home. And if you know what I'm talking about, when Andy come home and them toys fall out, that's exactly what happened with Grace Jabari. It's not my words. This was in court. All right, let's keep going. All right, Jabari was taken to Bellevue Hospital to treat the cut behind her ear and the fractured finger and to have a psychological evaluation. Majors was arrested and charged with 3 counts of third-degree assault, 1 count of second-degree harassment, and 1 count of aggravated harassment, all misdemeanors. Typically on charges, a defendant was settled to prevent going to trial, but Majors insisted on his innocence, and his attorney said Jabari was the aggressor in the incident, even going so far to file a cross complaint against her, which the Manhattan District Attorney's Office declined to prosecute. She was arrested. They went to the Chinatown precinct, gave all the evidence of the alleged attack from her to him. They arrested her, but the DA's attorneys would not prosecute her. Why? Because they were trying to railroad this man, and nobody sees that. All right, during the Major's 2-week trial in late 2023, the actor entered the court each day with good by his side and a Bible under his arm. Jabari testified that Majors had a violent temper and that he had often slipped into rage and aggression during their relationship. Text messages between the two of them were entered into evidence painting a portrayal of a volatile relationship. Again, painting a narrative against Jonathan Majors, which a lot of folks ate up because they didn't want the truth. They wanted the spectacle. In a series of messages from September 2022, 6 months before the car altercation, the couple was communicating about headaches. Jabari said she was having. The Majors text Jabari, I feel you have no perspective of what could happen if you go to the hospital. They will ask you questions, and as I don't think you actually protect us, it could lead to an investigation. Even if you do lie, they suspect something. The facts of that September 2022 incident were no further detail for the jury. The jury ended up splitting its verdict, convicting Majors of. Let me go backwards real quick. Remember, the September 2022 was something that was going on while they were in the UK. There still have been no evidence, and let the Rock repeat, no evidence that he physically abused that woman in the UK. None of it. There's no evidence. Has not been brought up. Nobody in the UK brought up anything. Dr. Hines, oh my God, how could I forget Dr. Hines, who is in the UK, who did not have any information whatsoever. None. At all. You see what I mean? So with the 30 victims and again, when you think about it, think for a second, ladies and gentlemen, who is the real victim in this situation? If you really think about it, somebody who deleted themselves off the timeline, if they're so far to try to delete themselves because their partner don't want to be with them, what else would they do, ladies and gentlemen? What else? How far would they go to try to show that person that they love them if they're willing to delete themselves? Maybe, just maybe, that they would try to attack somebody if they seen something wrong in that person's phone. Because remember, I love you. I don't want nobody else to have you. I'm doing this because I love you. That, ladies and gentlemen, is an abuser. That's an abuser. To manipulate yourself to say that you would delete yourself off the timeline because you don't want to be with me, that, ladies and gentlemen, is manipulation of an abuser. So again, I ask you the question, who is really the abuser? All right, let's get to the end of this. The jury ended up splitting this verdict, convicting Majors of one count of misdemeanor third-degree assault and one count of second-degree harassment, but acquitted him of the two other counts of assault and aggravated harassment. Initially, they seemed to believe that Majors had, in fact, caused Jabari's injuries, but that he hadn't intended to. In another highly unusual move for the defendant, Majors gave an interview on ABC News before his sentencing, in which he said Jabari that he had been reckless with her heart, but that he had never struck a woman ever. All right, Major's athletic body has been, okay, so talking about his body, let me see, talking about magazine dreams. Let's go here because I just want to kind of talk about this. Let me see. And it's a lot of it goes into his trial, but I probably got to the meat and potatoes. But let me just do this as the last part, then I'm going to read the last 3 paragraphs, and then we're going to wrap this up. All right, after Major's arrest in the Jabari case, there was news stories about his behavior on set with allegations that he snapped at a crew member on the magazine Dream set. Someone complained that Majors barked at a crew member for approaching him as he was walking into a scene in which Killian had to punch himself in the face. Asked about the incident, Major said he doesn't remember the specific altercation, but that it's a difficult scene and it was a moment of preparation. I was like, okay, I'm ready now. The Hollywood Reporter reached out to 11 producers, directors, and executives who had worked with the actor actor, three whom he suggested, including Jordan. All of them, including the ones Majors did not know the Hollywood Reporter was contacted, praised his acting and his work ethic and his behavior on set. Every day I saw someone who was incredibly respectful to me, says Fox. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. There's always a gulf between the persona people show to the world and the human being that they are in private. And Major's professionalism on set doesn't disapprove the allegations of his behavior in past romantic relationships. But many who have worked with Majors, spoke on how they're shocked when the news of his arrest broke, and their sense of the allegations did not align with their personal experience with him. Jabari's attorney did not respond to multiple requests for comment in this story. In November, after settling the civil lawsuit she brought against Majors, which she alleged that he had been violent towards her multiple times, her lawyer released a statement saying, "We hope that Jabari can finally put this chapter behind her and move forward with her head held high." I said I wasn't going to read anymore, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and keep reading because I think it's starting to get a little good. All right. So the Hollywood Reporter contacted two ex-girlfriends who had previously pre-trial statements to the prosecutors, including Hooper, who alleged emotional abuse, and one who said Majors had been physically abusive. Hooper had dated Majors for 2013 to 2015. When he was a student at Yale Drama School, detailed multiple incidents of controlling behavior, including Majors dictating where they should go and who she could socialize with, and making threatening statements. The other woman, who was engaged to Majors from 2015 to 2019, did not respond to a request for comment. The judge in Majors' trial did not allow either statement, which were both submitted under a legal constitutionist Mullinex rule that allows testimonies about past behavior to be entered into evidence. Majors, who was not the first actor to face allegations of domestic violence, and many before him went on to continue their career opportunities. I'm glad they're actually saying this. Let's get to it. Mel Gibson pleaded to no contest to misdemeanor battery of his ex-girl in 2011 and was nominated for an Oscar in 2017. Christian Slater was sentenced to 90 days in jail and a one-year treatment program for battery in 1998 for violence against his ex-girlfriend, and went on to win a Golden Globe Award for Mr. Robot. Josh Brolin was arrested in 2004 and charged with spatial battery against his then wife Diane Lane, who told police he had hit her. Police dropped the case after Lane told them she didn't want to press charges, and Brolin went on to enjoy a career resurgence, collecting an Oscar nomination, eventually getting the Thanos role, in which that was in the role that is kind of precursor to Marvel's role that Majors had. Now, before I get to the differences, right? Before I get to the differences, you already know what the major difference is. Let's keep it a buck. Mel Gibson, Christian Slater, Josh Brolin are all white males with white women. And here's this black man with this white. I'm trying to tell you, it's more acceptable for a black woman to be with a white man. And is even in our own community, it's way more acceptable for that than a black man being with a white woman in both communities. You see what I mean? But they went on to have, prestigious careers. Why can't Jonathan Majors? Okay, there's a difference between the cases. I said the obvious. In Majors cases, including the pre-Me Too era in which these arrests took place, there is also the fact that these actors are all white. Oh, I didn't even read the next line, and they said it for me. As if he believes that race is a factor in the way his story is unfolded, Majors says, "My journey is my journey. It doesn't benefit me to compare." I'm not going to speak on him, but I most definitely will say yes. I would most definitely say yes. But I'm going to leave this for you guys to read. And this talks about a lot. Oh, wait a minute. God, Lee, just keep. Okay, Majors have been reading scripts and taking meetings, including on a superhero film project. No relation to the big guy. No relation to the big guys, DC or Marvel, but a pretty wicked story. He says, I'm glad to be reading. He's also attached to the independent revenge thriller called Merciless, to be directed by Martin Benuela, brother of Dennis. Sometimes it feels like it's not going to happen, he says, of the resumption of his acting career. And sometimes it feels like we start next week. Oh, well, okay. All right. Another superhero film that has nothing to do with DC or Marvel. All right. Again, I'm going to leave a link to this. You guys could be able to read it. But it was a lot of interesting stuff in that particular article. A lot of interesting things. So let's get to it. All right. Let me check some of these super chats that just came in. Tracy Woods, thank you so very much for the $20 super chat. Speak the truth. Get the likes up. Thank you so very much for the super chat. Thank you so much, Tracy Woods. And of course, you already know when we get them super chats up, you already know what it's time for. Woo! Thank you so very much for that $20 super chat, Tracy Woods. Erica D, aka She Loves Fantasy. Thank you so very much for the $20 super chat. Just covering lunch for an 18 counter lunch or an 18 count container of eggs. Have a great day. Thank you so very much. And because you over here on an egg mission, you know what I mean? I'm going to call you what?
People call me the fundraiser. They call me that because that's what I do. I raise funds.
Thank you so very much, Erica D, for fundraising them eggs. Eggs over there being $20. Some crack prices. But yeah, like I said, Blue, and what's up? Shout out to Blue. We gonna see you later on for Blue's House Live. Hey, Chrissy, what's going on? I think I seen a few people in here that was in here that I didn't get to. SKNL, what's up? What's up? Good morning. Jazzy is up in here. I'm just getting to all the people that I seen during the check. Wreck Baby is up in here. What's up? What's up? What's up? Rasta Life is up in here. What's good? What's good? What's good? Let me see who else was. Boycott Activision. What's up? What's up? It's a lot of people were saying that. A lot of people, but a lot of people wouldn't tell the truth. Carol Black is up in here. What's up, my guy? What's good? William Moloch is up in here. What's up? What's up? What's up? Boycott Activision. Yeah, you was a little late. You was a little late. Let me see. Robbie D is in the house. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let me see who was all in. And Mama Bear Doll was up in here. What's up, Mama Bear Doll? What's up? All right. See, this is the thing. Raymond Coke, what's up? Good to see you up in this chat. What's good? What's good? I ain't seen you in a minute. It's always good to see you. All right. So for me, this article did a lot of things that previous articles didn't do. They didn't solely focus on trying to paint him in the narrative of him being an abuser. What they did was the same thing a lot of people was doing with Robert Downey Jr. Painting him as an actor who got into a situation, explained that situation, and I got to get a Hollywood Reporter writer credit. She asked him, do you think race put a factor in it? Even though he didn't respond in a way where you looking at it, it's absolutely the truth. We know this. Pre-Me Too movement or anything, white actors, Shia LaBeouf and plenty other white actors still had their career. Not might be as big as it was, but they still had a career. And all he ever asked for was the same grace. He asked for the grace. That's it. When he said, I'm not going to, what's up, Aisha? What's up? What's up? When they asked him about what did he think about Ezra Miller and receiving his career, resuming his career. What about Robert Downey Jr.? He just said, I just want you guys to give me the same grace. That's all he asked for was grace. And this is the thing that I wanted my community to give them. Yes, you can say, oh man, this is what he get for messing with snow bunnies and all of that stuff. What does that help? When you actually are looking at the same thing, and I'm not trying to compare it, so I don't want it to come out that I'm comparing, but we all know the story of Emmett Till. We know that story. They said he didn't even whistle to the woman. He just looked at her and what they do to him. And you don't think that black males get publicly L-word, L-Y, I mean, I'm going to say it says the L-Y-N-C-H all the time on social media because of just messing with a white woman? But these are the same, and again, this is the same liberal media that will tell you love is love and the LGBT community, they can go and have love, but a black man can't find love in a white woman? Don't that sound a little racist if love is supposed to be love and this is supposed to be the advocate for love? The liberal media, but the liberal media was the one who was destroying him. What beef did Cheyenne Whitetree have against the Rolling Stone besides her being a part of this Me Too movement? What did People magazine have against him? What did Variety have against him when they're supposed to be telling the story about how Marvel already had it set in stone that they wanted Robert Downey Jr. back, and let's pivot from Kane to Dr. Doom before they even knew if this man was innocent or guilty? But the Variety made it seem like because of the Jonathan Major situation, that's why they hard pivoted. Even though that was already in the works because they just wanted to pivot to a more known villain. Still stupid, but, you know. If you understand where I'm coming from, ladies and gentlemen, is that still being a black man in America, no matter, it's just like you just got to become it's almost like you got to become a monk or a hermit or something. Don't let you just live your life. You just live it. Everybody else get to live the LGBT community get to live their life. You know what I mean? Why can't black men go and live their lives? So what? He dating outside of race. I don't care. Does that raise my rent? Nope. So why should he get publicly humiliated for doing that? Yes, did he get in trouble? With this particular situation, he did the right thing. It was the police officers who decided to arrest him. He called the police. They arrested him. What does that sound like? I don't think y'all missing I don't think y'all really seeing the point. I personally don't care without a shadow of a doubt who messed with who. I don't care. It doesn't change my bills. It doesn't change my rent. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't. My video games don't start. My arcades in the back don't stop working because a black man goes out with a white woman. I don't care. White, Asian, Middle Eastern, whatever. I don't care. And my question is, why should you? Unless you're on, the side of Dr. Umar, which I'm always one of those type of people who can see both sides of the story. I can see why Dr. Umar was saying, brother, you know what I mean? Well, African black brother, you need the black woman with the black man to preserve the black race, my brother. I get that. Trust me. I understand that point of view. I also understand another man's point of view if you want to date whoever you want to date. My problem has always been don't uplift one to down another one. If a brother want to date somebody outside of their race, don't uplift that woman and down my sisters. Because I'm gonna call you everything under the sun. Well, I'm gonna get real jiggy with it after that because there's no need to down sister because you like white women. Who cares? But you know what's crazy? Jonathan never did that. And he still got publicly humiliated by my people. Coleman Domingo, people are just now finding out Coleman Domingo had a white husband. And this was in the shade room. Nobody had a problem with that. But anytime you see a black athlete, and it is not like black athletes don't marry black women, which is crazy that they pick out the one black dude who's a celebrity that's proposing to a white woman and say, see, look what those actors and entertainers, as soon as they get on, they leave your ass for a white girl. See what I mean? And they down that. But Coleman Domingo, love is love. Oh, my God. They're so beautiful together. So, my thing is, just live the way you want to. Just live the way you want to. I don't care. Unless you affecting my household, I don't give a crap. Me personally, I want you to be miserable. I want you to get married and be miserable for the rest of your life. That's what I pray for. Miserability. When you get up and you feel like Al Bundy, you're still here. That's what I pray for. All of y'all get married, find somebody, no matter who it is, be miserable for the rest of your life. Be happy for 2 and be miserable for the rest of your life. Yeah, have that. But yeah, Jonathan Majors' moment of truth. And we're going to see the moment of truth to see who really supported Jonathan Majors by the box office numbers. And for me, is going to be it's going to be, I'm reading your comment. As long as you don't date me, I'm good. Oh man, but my thing is, who really has Jonathan Majors back when it comes to ticket sales? Chillmonger made an excellent point on this video. Because Jonathan said, and I did the reaction video to this, we're not Marvel. We're not going to hit those numbers. Who said you can't? Who said you can't have a $100 million film with an $8 million budget? Who said you can't? If you go out and support, like you said you was, if this guy's Oscar buzz and this is so good, go out and watch the movie. If you are tired of Marvel and what they're doing, spend your money watching this, and let's just see how it does.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
You know I got all this forehead, and I got to wrap it up because I be having a lot of stuff on my mind. You know what I mean? And it'd be all, this is why I be talking so much, because it'd be all up here and above the eyebrows. And people try to roast me. Like I ain't been having a big, if you follow me on Instagram, if you truly follow me, I've been having a big forehead. And it's all false. That's why I'm so smart. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Dre Mack Show. What did you think about the Hollywood Reporter interview? I'm going to link I'm gonna have the link in the description of this video so you guys can go read it for yourself. But put in the comment section what you think, about this. Do you think Majors is on a comeback? I said don't call it a comeback because he's been here for years. You know what I'm saying? LL, you know what I'm saying? It's hard as hell. And so is Jonathan Majors. So put in a comment, let me know what you guys think. But again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe hard, y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all Monday. I'll see you back later on tonight for Blur AF. Where is my outro at? Look, you already know. I got to go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Huh. Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.